Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. On this very latest hot jam, I'm going to be sharing with you analysis from attorney John Deaton, who of course is the attorney seeking to intervene in the SEC versus Ripple case on behalf of roughly 19,000 XRP holders, and he comes to the conclusion at the end of a certain synopsis that frankly, there must have been some sort of secret motive, some sort of unknown motive for the Ripple lawsuit, and I'll be sharing with you the specifics in that. And also, he highlights proof that, frankly, the SEC has been cherry-picking information, whatever the hell suits them in the moment, and it seems to be designed to mislead you, the public. But before I go any further, I do want to be clear that I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just a simple little Moon Lambeau doing Moon Lambeau stuff all up on the YouTubes, which is to say I just make YouTube videos as a fun hobby. That's all that's going on here, damn it. And so, oh, and by the way, I want to mention this too. This analysis I'm about to go through was actually praised by none other than attorney Jeremy Hogan, who runs the very popular YouTube channel Legal Briefs, and I'll share with you his comment on this in just a moment as well. But here's what John Deaton had to say. Consider the following. Clayton and Hinman worked closely together before the SEC, before working at the SEC. Clayton brings Hinman on board to join him and the SEC. Now, Joe Lubin, who is the co-founder of Ethereum and co-founder of Consensus, Clayton's law firm represented Lubin and Consensus. And by the way, for those of you not in the know, Consensus, I pulled it up just so I could read a brief description right here. It's the About Our Founder page, Joseph Lubin. This is the Consensus website. Joseph Lubin is a co-founder of Ethereum and the founder of Consensus, a full-stack global blockchain company. Lubin has established himself as a guiding force in the fast-growing blockchain industry and a powerful advocate of decentralized technology. And by the way, you'll see as I go through this latest hot jam, Joe Lubin, not a fan of Ripple, not a fan of XRP, and I'm going to illustrate that, and I got some stuff to say about that. But moving through John Deaton's analysis here, he continues. Hinman's law firm was on the board of the Ether Alliance and represented clients involved with the Ethereum Foundation. Hinman met with Lubin and Consensus prior to his June 14th, 2018 Bitcoin and Ether are not security speech. Let me pause here. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you know what that is at this point. It's just... I know there's always new people coming in, and I feel bad for them if you're not quite sure what's going on, but just keep watching the channel and other channels on crypto and XRP, and you'll get it. But it's just I can't splinter off every time there's some sort of instance where there's an opportunity to thoroughly explain some aspect of this. The video would go on for 11 billion hours, so I hope you can respect where I'm coming from. But anyway, let me continue with the analysis. Lubin was part of the Hinman speech conference. In October 2020, One River, that's a hedge fund, crypto hedge fund, seeking to launch a Bitcoin ETF, by the way. In October 2020, One River makes a $1 billion bet on Bitcoin and Ether. 2 months later, on his last day at the SEC, Clayton directed the filing of the enforcement action against Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, asserting the ridiculous claim that even today's XRP is a security. Less than 12 weeks after leaving the SEC, Clayton joins One River. While Bitcoin and Ether are declared commodities and given clarity, Ripple and XRP are buried in litigation. With all this in mind, watch the digital asset investors clip below. XRP holders can't watch without disgust. And I'm not going to play it in this video, but here's what the digital asset investor, my fellow XRP YouTuber, wrote. Who helped write the Hinman speech? Who was in the 63 emails sent regarding the speech? Where's Hinman's public calendar? Where's Hinman's 2018 Tech GC video? And I would love to know that. I would really love to know that. Because look, again, this speech from William Hinman, former SEC director of corporate finance, allegedly everything in the speech is just his opinion, but he didn't write it. I mean, maybe he wrote part of it. We don't even know which parts he wrote, though. Like, there were so many drafts sent out. All sorts of people at the SEC wrote it together, yet it's not an official opinion of the SEC because it's not etched in freaking stone and put on a mantle, apparently, because that's the bar that we've set it at. If it's official decree from the SEC, it must be etched in stone, got to be chiseled by hand, and then it must be placed upon a mantle. Then it becomes official policy of the SEC, but that didn't happen here, so it's not official policy. That's the way this works. John Deaton continues now. The digital asset investor asked 4 questions, and I just shared those. Then he says, Bitcoin and Ether have a huge advantage because the other projects must now deal with the SEC. He argues how the other tokens are basically securities. When you consider the pass that Ether was given by Clayton, Hinman, and the SEC, you would think he would have more grace. Indeed, he does not, though. And there's a little video of Gensler. I'm not going to play all the videos. I try to not play videos on my channel in general. But anyway, John Deaton then writes, you simply cannot overstate the significance and advantage that the Hinman speech provided to Ether and Bitcoin. Truer words have never been spoken. Holy hell, free pass. So Ether gets the free pass because reasons. Look at the optics of this. It's like where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Typically. Not always, but damn it, it doesn't look good. And then as far as Bitcoin getting the pass, it's because they don't know who they could possibly sue. And I would argue if they really wanted to, the miners, but I think even for them being the asshats that they are, they're afraid of the optics of that because that would be so out there because they're facilitating transactions. But if the SEC wanted, they can argue whatever the hell they want. So again, I don't think that's going to happen. I would not be in favor of that. So there's Bitcoin there, getting the free pass, and Ether because of reasons. Anyway, John Deaton continues. I've said for months it makes no legal or common sense to claim today's XRP itself is a security and that there must be an ulterior motive behind the Ripple lawsuit. Exactly. Like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. There typically is, right? And I'm not some sort of conspiracy guy. I'm really not. Like a lot of people, their brains work in such a way that when something seems absurd or you don't understand something, you just go to something that's a bit extreme. Whereas to me, I'm just like, well, okay, before we jump to any sort of conclusion like that, let's see if there's some sort of rational reason for all of this. I got to tell you, in this particular situation, like I don't even think it's like conspiracy level stuff. It's just like, look at it. Look at all the evidence. I've been highlighting this since December. And I'm not the only one. There's all sorts of people in the XRP community have been highlighting this, and we've been championing this cause of just ending this attack on crypto from the SEC and other regulatory bodies within the United States and abroad. Clearly, at least in my opinion, this doesn't. It's not just that it doesn't look good; it's that it's probable something's wrong. So for me, the question is, and I don't know this. I don't know if something was done illegally. That's the question. That's something that's been bothering me for some time, and I don't know for sure. I admit that. But either way, like even if not illegal, and I'm not ceding that point, but even if not illegal, unethical. Because look at the behavior. How could it possibly be the case that Hinman leaves his law firm and then he's representing the SEC, and then he creates policy, his personal opinion, but it's perceived as policy and designed to be perceived as policy, which benefits his former law firm. His law firm's paying him while this is happening. Then he goes back to his law firm after leaving the SEC to get paid more money from them. Like, how the hell is that possibly ethical? There's no way that's ethical. Is it legal? I don't have a legal background, so I can't tell you that, but it doesn't look good to me. I'm just saying. And so attorney Jeremy Hogan, who runs the YouTube channel Legal Briefs, read that, and he responded with the following. This is the best summary of the evidence I've seen to date, and all in 5 tweets, bravo. And indeed, it was rather succinct and to the point. It's a great analysis. And then he had this, too. Oh, I wanted to share this. So it was actually a response. This comes from Santiago Velez. I'm a fan of this guy. So I first encountered him when he was being interviewed by Raoul Pal, who is a former Goldman Sachs executive, and he's the founder of Real Vision, which is a platform that talks about all sorts of crypto stuff and kind of like sometimes general finance stuff. But they really, truly do on their platform encourage diversity of thought. They really do. So like you'll have the Bitcoin maximalist, but then you'll have someone like Santiago Velez, who is not a maximalist, and he's speaking all the great stuff and praises about XRP and what Ripple's doing to position XRP as a bridge currency and so on and so forth. And very like he understands his stuff. That's for damn sure. And so I just like that it's a balanced platform. You know, just because I disagree with somebody or I think that somebody's wrong on the facts or this or that, I don't want to silence their opinion or anything like that. I just think that people are intelligent enough to like hear opposing viewpoints and then figure out for themselves what makes sense. So it's an awesome platform. I'm a big fan of Real Vision, and so that's how I came across Santiago, and I guess it was early December of last year. And he highlighted something which I actually have mentioned on the channel before. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle, if you will, because that's a fun word to use, between Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Joe Lubin, the Ethereum co-founder here. And here is what Santiago Velez wrote. Lubin versus Garlinghouse in this video. I'm not going to play the video, but I've talked about it before, and I'm going to talk about it right now just to make sure everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's interesting, but anyway, he writes, the rivalry is and has been real. A part of the rivalry stems from the rejection of smart contracts in the XRP ledger, leading to the Ethereum virtual machine, competition in payments, REUSDC, etc. Small ecosystem with passionate personalities. Yeah, definitely passionate personalities, and I can appreciate passion. But you know what happened in this clip, and I think it was at a Yahoo event. I didn't click on it again today. I already know what it is. I can see the little thumbnail there. I know what it is. I've talked about this before. And what happened in this panel, there are a number of things that happened that were interesting, but the one I want to talk about is Joe Lubin was taking Brad Garlinghouse to task, and he thought he had him on a seriously solid point. And then he found out in short order, based on Garlinghouse's response, that he was actually a major hypocrite. And so Brad Garlinghouse is effectively talking about the transparency of Ripple within the space, because in my opinion at least, like they are the most transparent company in all of crypto, hands down. And so Joseph Lubin challenged him. He says, Ripple, so looks like you're selling your XRP. It's purely to profit result in profit for your company, so on and so forth. Effectively, that's what he was getting at right there. And so then Brad Garlinghouse turned it around and he said, "Oh, okay, Joseph Lubin. So how much Ether has the Ethereum Foundation been selling?" And then he was like, "Ooh," he did not know how to respond to that one. And indeed, it's true. Like the Ethereum Foundation, we've heard little bits because like Vitalik Buterin at times has leaked some information effectively. Like, for instance, the fact that the Ethereum Foundation sold 70,000 Ether at the top of the last bull cycle. So I guess that probably would have been, January of 2018. I think that's when Ether peaked, either that or late December, whatever it was, 70,000. And that wasn't known at the time. And so here you have Ripple being supremely transparent, and then Joe Lubin crapping on him for it. And then he spins it around. He's like, "Oh, so how's your transparency?" He just didn't even see it coming. I'm like, yeah. You're going to have a bad time if you go against the Brad Garlinghouse, I'm just saying. And then John Deaton responded to that and wrote the following. There is also the video of Lubin saying he didn't have anything nice to say about Ripple. Personally, I don't give a S word. See, redacted, because there could be some children's in the background. You're welcome, parents. What I care about is the U.S. having a free market system where a few government officials don't get to choose who the winners are. The market itself chooses. Golf clap for Mr. Deaton. Yeah, he's absolutely correct. Look, if XRP is going to fail, and I don't think it will based on current information, but I don't know for sure. I'm very bullish on XRP. Like, if it's going to fail, though, let the market decide it fails, not the freaking government. Hell no. And then there's this. Oh, and this is interesting. So, I talked about at the outside of the video how there's some cherry picking of information going on. This is it right here. And so this actually, what you're looking at right now on your screen, is it's a portion of the William Hinman deposition. And I think there are, what do you have, 4? Yeah, he's got 4 pictures here. There's one that I can read from and the rest that I can't because it's redacted, and I'm going to show it on the screen here for those of you looking. For those of you not, don't worry, you're not missing that much. But let me read through just the portion that's on the screen right here. So it jumps in at a weird spot, so just don't worry. It's fine. You're not going to have complete context, but for the purposes of what I'm trying to get at, it really doesn't matter, to be honest. And so here's the answer. And so this would be from William Hinman. I don't think they were ever a client. They might have been involved with matters I was involved in, but I don't think they were a client. Question. And how about consensus, which again is the entity I cited before, which Joe Lubin was a founder of. And the answer from William Hinman, no. Question. And how about the Ethereum Foundation? Answer, no. Question. And I mean this in a very broad sense when I talk about the Ethereum Foundation, and I'm reading from language on their website, so if you'll bear with me. And here's the quote that this lawyer from Ripple reads. The Ethereum Foundation is not a company or even a traditional nonprofit. Their role is not to control or lead Ethereum, nor are they the only organization that funds critical development of Ethereum-related technologies. The Ethereum Foundation. So, with that very amorphous, broad definition of the Ethereum Foundation, do you believe you represented any company, individual, or entity that was involved in the Ethereum Foundation as I just described it? And what you're going to find after that is that there's 3 pages of nothing but every single word redacted. Every single word. Not kidding. That's what I just showed you on the screen here. So John Deaton, attorney John Deaton, shared that, and he wrote the following. See unpacking the Hinman deposition. The question asked is simple, and it doesn't ask for any privileged information. Hinman was simply asked if he represented anyone involved in the Ethereum Foundation. Why would the SEC redact the next 3.5 pages? And then he writes, by the way, do you notice, and there's a funny GIF on the screen for those of you looking at your smartphone or television or PC or tablet, whatever the hell you're watching this on. That's a funny GIF. I do like the GIF that John Deaton shared there. And so he wrote, by the way, do you notice that the SEC didn't redact when Hinman answered no regarding consensus or the Ethereum Foundation itself? If the question called for information that's privileged, then you redact everything related to those questions. They cherry-picked what we get to see. Exactly. Yes, exactly. That is exactly what they did, and it could not be more obvious. I just... You sit here and you look at this behavior, and it's just like, I'm just saying, like, it's just another one of those little things where it's like, if you're the judge and you see this behavior, what are you going to think about this? Like, because look, they're human. I know they're objective, and I believe the judges will do a fine job. I'm just saying. But given that you're a human, if you're a judge, don't you start to think, wow, I can't trust these slimy bastards? Don't you at some point start to think that? I know they never articulate that. They're very impressionable, the professional, very, I understand all that, but don't you think? That's what the hell I think, and I'm willing to bet that the vast majority, if not all of you listening, think the same damn thing, because these people are asshats. Not everyone at the SEC. There's good people at the SEC, and not everything they do is bad, but what they're doing with the vast majority of their approach to crypto is a train wreck. It's a complete travesty. I'll go ahead and wrap it up there, though. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.